welcome to my Release Your Hamstrings workshop. Today we are going to focus on the legs, getting in deep with the stretching, especially at the back of the legs, so that hopefully by the end of the workshop those of you who struggle might be able to reach their toes or even get into the splits if that's your goal. So whenever you're ready, just grab some space on the floor. You won't need much today at all other than maybe a mat, and if you have a strap or a belt, or even a piece of clothing that you can use as a kind of help aid, then grab that as well. So whenever you're ready, just come to a seated position in the centre of your mats. The hamstrings and the legs are obviously connected to your hips and your upper body. If the whole body is tight, then you're going to struggle all over. So we're just going to begin with a few lateral side stretches, inhaling to lift one up, arm up and come to centre, and then exhaling as we reach over to the other side, alternating each arm. And we're going to do about 5 rotations each side. Just opening up that side body, stretching the body out of the pelvis. So think about lifting the spine out of your pelvis as you reach up. Exhale to reach over. Last one each side. And then this time you're going to inhale back to centre, but exhale to lift and twist to look behind you. Inhale back to centre, exhale to lift and twist to look over the other shoulder. And again, just 5 rotations each side, moving with your own breath, in your own time. We're just unlocking that pelvis, unlocking that lower spine, unlocking the side body. Warming the body up, bringing some blood flow. Last one each side. And then you're just going to slowly come onto your hands and knees. We're going to push up into down facing dog. So take your hands to the front 2 corners of your mat, toes or feet to the back of the mat, and then tuck the toes, press up into down facing dog. Just spend some time here opening up your calves, your hamstrings, by pedaling the feet or the heels, pulsing them up and down, alternating from side to side. Think about spreading your fingers, pressing through your hands and pushing your head towards the ground. Open up those shoulders. Allow there to be space between the shoulder blades and allow the neck to hang free and loose from the shoulders towards the ground. Just take a few more pedals. Come to still with the feet. Extend through the spine. Send the tailbone high towards the ceiling or the sky, wherever you are, and then just pulse through the shoulders a few times, opening up the arms, the shoulders, the chest. And then we're going to take a body flow. So a body flow is down dog to cobra. You're going to inhale to roll through, almost bringing your hips in line with the front of your wrists, and then dropping your hips towards the floor. Inhale to look up. Exhale as you tuck the toes and press back to down facing dog. You're going to do that 4 more times. So inhale to roll forwards, drop the hips, look up. Exhale to push back, and really think about creating a wave with your body as you transition from pose to pose. We're opening up that spine, opening up the hips. 2 more to go. And think about pressing those heels down when you get to that down facing dog. Last one. Exhale back to down facing dog. Take a moment there to just press those heels a little closer to the floor, then come onto your knees and sit back in extended child's pose. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Take another deep breath all the way in. Exhale. From here, you're then just going to come up onto your toes again, press back to down facing dog, and we're going to do a warm-up flow. Taking the right foot outside of the right hand, you're going to come into a lizard lunge. As you inhale, lift and twist the hand up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release the hands to the floor, step back to down facing dog. Now we'll switch to the other side, so left foot, left hand. Inhale to lift and twist up towards the ceiling. Exhale, step back to down facing dog. You're going to do that 2 more times each side with your own breath in your own time. Opening up the hips, opening up the shoulders as well, which is always beneficial. Last time each side. Really sink into that groin area. Inhale to lift and twist. And then exhale, step back to down facing dog. This time we're going to bring the right knee through at a 45-degree angle, coming into pigeon pose. Slide the left leg all the way back and untuck the toes. We're just going to press into the ground as we inhale, push the ground away, lift the body out of the pelvis. Feel that stretch in your back hip flexor, so the left leg at the moment. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. And as you exhale, melt the body over that front leg. Take a few deep breaths here. Really think about allowing the weight of the body to fold right over that front leg so that it pushes the thigh down into the ground even more. But always keep your hips level in this pose to get the most from it. One last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly tuck your hands back underneath your shoulders, tuck the back toes under and step back to down facing dog and switch sides. So left leg comes forwards, knee at a 45-degree angle. Find that setup, so ensuring your hips are level. Press through the ground. Find that nice stretch in your right hip flexor this time as you take a nice deep breath all the way in. And as you exhale, melt the body forwards over that right leg. And just hold here for a few more breaths again. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly place the hands back underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, press back to down facing dog. Pedal out the feet one last time, and then you're going to walk the feet in towards the hands, coming into Uttanasana forward fold. Feet are hip distance apart. Think about bringing your chest towards your thighs. Take a bend in the knees if you need to. Let the crown of the head hang long towards the ground, and then take opposite elbow and opposite hand, and just relax for a moment in ragdoll. You can swing from side to side. Start to open up the lower back, the glutes, the hamstrings. And then finally, we're going to inhale all the way up. Bring the hands together at the top, palms together. Heel toe the feet out to your squat stance position. And then as you exhale, come down, drawing those hands down the center line of the body. Inhaling to lift the chest and the heart through the legs and using the elbows to press the knees apart if you can. In squat, please try and keep your heels on the floor. If you can't and mobility doesn't allow, don't worry. Lifted is fine, but ideally I'd rather you be here with not lifted heels than down here and on your toes. So just take another 2 deep breaths for me in this position. Really think about lengthening through the spine, so tailbone down towards the ground, lift the heart, lift the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale, release the hands to the floor, heel toe the feet back underneath you as you come back into that Uttanasana pose once more, and then inhale to come all the way up, exhale, release. So the first position that we're going to do, or posture that we're going to do today to start working on the hamstrings, is a simple forward fold. So we've already kind of semi-done it. Uttanasana is one of the most common poses that you'll probably find within yoga flows that you do. And it's a really good transitional pose. So a lot of people who first start yoga or do other sports find that they struggle to touch their toes. This is perfectly normal. We don't stretch off enough. The backs of our legs, our everyday living doesn't help tightness in the back of the legs either. It actually hinders it and increases it. So when you do your forward folds, what I want you to think about doing is lifting before you fold your spine out of the pelvis, so that you're almost lifting it up and then folding it, so that your stomach is going to be on your thighs. So rather than try and reach your head to your knees, think about keeping that nice long flat back, because that's going to be much more beneficial for you. So you're going to inhale to lift your hands up above your head, which will help you do this. And then keeping that length, think about hinging at the hips and then folding all the way over. Now, if you need to take a bend in the knees, please do. Think about drawing that chest over those legs, almost reaching your nipples to your knees, which is a saying that a lot of people don't forget once they've said it once. Bring your hands to the floor if you can. If you can't, just let them dangle. The crown of your head needs to point towards the floor. Your head is a heavy body part. This is going to help elongate the spine and help stretch you over your legs. Once you're there, if your hands are on the floor, think about straightening your legs, tucking your head in towards your shins. So you're almost looking through the gap just below your knees. Just take 3 deep breaths here. Exhale. With every breath, find length as you inhale, and with every exhale, see if you can fold deeper. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale, and then plant your hands on top of your feet. So we're going to now find a flat back position. You're going to inhale as you lift, sliding your hands up your shins towards your knees, straightening your legs, squeezing your shoulder blades back, and creating a nice long flat back position. Eye gaze just in front of the mat so that you have a nice neutral neck. You should have kind of an L shape with your body, and your legs should be straight, sending your hips back behind you. Take a nice deep breath in, really squeeze those shoulder blades together, feel the stretch in the back of your hamstrings, and then as you exhale, release. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale to lift, exhale to release. Inhale to lift, exhale to release. This time you're going to take your 2 big fingers, hook them around your toes. If you can't reach your toes, don't worry, bend your knees and this will still be beneficial to you. So hook your fingers around your toes. As you inhale, really reach and lengthen your spine. So don't worry about folding, just think about reaching that spine away from your body and finding as much length as you can, straightening your arms, straightening your legs. Take a nice deep breath all the way in, keep sending those hips back. And as you exhale, release your hands and fold back into your Uttanasana forward fold. Just take a few breaths there for me. And then on your next inhale, we're going to inhale to come all the way up, extended Tadasana, exhale, release. We're going to take a standing wide leg forward fold this time. So take your feet up nice and wide as you feel comfortable. Your long edges of your feet should be now against the short edges of your mat. And you're thinking about, again, always lifting and lengthening, pulling the spine out of the pelvis and lengthening through the crown of the head. Option to place your hands on your hips, or you can lift your hands up as you inhale to find that length again, and then as you exhale, hinge at the hips all the way down and come down to the floor into your wide leg forward fold. If you feel like you could go wider when you get here, feel free to shuffle your feet out, and then use your hands. If you haven't got, if you can't touch the floor, then take a block and use your block to help your hands rest against something. Bring the crown of the head down towards the ground and press against the floor to try and bring that head even further so that eventually you might be able to touch the ground with the top of your head. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. 1 more deep breath all the way in. Exhale, and then slowly come back up. Heel toe the feet back underneath you. And then inhale to come all the way back up to normal Tadasana. And come back to the front of the mat with me. Standing Tadasana, we're going to take a big step back with the right foot into our low lunge. So all the way to the back of the mat with the right foot, keep the heel lifted. Take the hands to the floor, frame the front foot, drop the back knee to the floor. Stack the front knee above the front ankle. Reach the heart forwards, open up that right hip flexor as you inhale, lifting through the heart. Eye gaze forwards, take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale, sink deeper into that groin. Take 1 more deep breath all the way in. And then as you exhale, lift the back leg, pull straighten the front and pull the body over the front leg, coming into pyramid pose as you fold over that front leg, bringing the chest towards the thigh, head towards the knee. And then we're going to limber between the two poses. So you're going to inhale to come back to low lunge, reaching the heart forwards, eye gaze up. And as you exhale, you're going to pull the hips back, straightening the front leg, folding the body over that thigh. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift. We're going to do this 2 more times. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. We're going to come back down into a lizard lunge now. So take your left hand on the inside of your left foot, shuffle the left foot out to the side, drop the right knee to the floor, let the left knee track out to the front, and you can actually let the knee go forwards of the ankle if you wish. Take a nice deep breath in as you reach the heart forwards, opening up that hip, opening up that hip flexor on the front of the right leg and the groin of the left leg. And if you want to, you can come all the way down onto your forearms. Take a nice deep breath in as you keep reaching with the heart forwards. Keep the eyes up, try not to look down. Try and find a long, neutral spine. Hold for 3, for 2, for 1. And then slowly come all the way back up. We're going to take the left hand back and around as you grab hold of the right foot. Bring the heel in towards the glute. Maybe pulse it a few times just to relieve any cramp that might happen. And then take a hold of the ankle. Stay here if you want to. If this is enough for you and you can feel this in your quad, it's this quad stretch. Stay here. If you want to go further, see if you can come back down into that lizard lunge position. Let that knee track out to the side and lift the toes off the floor. So you're rolling over onto the knife edge of your foot on the left side, and then with your right foot kick back as you look up and over your left shoulder back towards your right toes, and twist yourself out like a towel. Imagine you're wringing out a towel. So you're kicking into that hand, opening up the shoulder, hold for 3, for 2, for 1, and then exhale, release. Come back with your hands underneath your shoulders, and we're going to come back into a half split. So stack the right hip above the right knee, straighten the front leg. Inhale as you lift and lengthen with the body, and then exhale as you reach your nose towards your toes. Take a nice deep breath in. Find length in the spine, see if you can reach a little further. And then if you want to, take a hold of your left hand, place it on your right shoulder, and reach with your elbow towards your toes to increase or intensify that stretch. Just hold here for 3, 2, 1. And then inhale as you come forward. So we're going to come into pigeon pose. So bend that knee, fold the leg under you, bringing the left knee to the front corner of the mat, slide the right leg back. In pigeon pose, it is important to have level hips. So try and find your hips level. So you should have your left sit bone connected to the floor and your right hip bone connected to the heel. If you find that you're hovering off the floor, feel free to use a block or a cushion underneath that sit bone just to make sure that your hips are level. Once you're set up and aligned correctly, press into the floor, lift the body out of the pelvis, open up that right hip flexor as you take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, fold the body over that left leg, bringing the chest towards the thighs, head towards the ground, and just hold here for 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly inhale as you come all the way back up. And we're going to repeat everything we've just done now on the other side. So step back to down facing dog. We're going to find that low lunge. So right foot comes forwards, back knee comes to the floor. Find that knee stacked above ankle position. Shuffle the foot around if you need to. Lift through the heart, reach the eye gaze forwards, and just open up that left hip flexor this time. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. One more deep breath all the way in. And then as we exhale, we're going to lift up and back as we fold into pyramid pose. So straighten that front leg, send the hips back, fold the body over that front leg as you exhale. Inhale, come back into that lunge as we limber between the two poses now. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to lunge. Exhale, fold. And just two more times now. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, fold. Last time each way. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, fold. This time as you come through to your low lunge, take your hands inside your right foot, come back into that low lunge position, and we're finding lizard pose on this side. So your knee can now track forwards and out to the side if you want it to. Open up that groin, open up that hip area, untuck the back toes, slide the back foot back further if you want to. And again, if you're happy on your hands, stay here. If you want to come down lower onto your forearms, then feel free, just reach the heart forwards. In either case, eye gaze always up. Don't try not to drop the head and look towards the floor. So keep reaching forwards with that chest and just hold here for 3 deep breaths. Trying to find the length in the spine, reaching that heart forwards. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then inhale as you come all the way back up onto your hands. Hands under shoulders, you're going to reach back with your right hand now to your left foot, bringing that left heel into, your left heel in towards your glute. Just pulse that leg a few times. Remember to relieve any cramp that you might get. And then we're coming back to that lunge position. So again, if you want to stay here, this is enough of a quad stretch for most people. If you want to go further, see if you can come back down onto that forearm. Let that foot, that front foot, roll over onto the knife edge. And then take a hold of your ankle with your hand and kick your foot into your hand so that you're opening up the body, opening up the shoulders, looking back over your right shoulder as if you're wringing out that towel again. Hold for 3, for 2, for 1. Exhale, release. Come back up onto your hands and knees. We're going to sit back into that half splits pose. So stack your left hip this time above your left knee. Straighten the front leg, flex the toes back towards you, lift and lengthen through the body and reach with your nose towards your toes as you exhale, fold over that front leg. Take a nice deep breath in, exhale, reach a little further. And then if you want to, take a hold of your right hand over onto your left shoulder this time and reach with your elbow towards your toes. Just hold there for 3, for 2, for 1, and then slowly come back up onto your hands and knees. We're going into that pigeon pose. So slide that right leg through and under, left leg slides back. Find that level position with your hips. So remember, your left hip bone this time should be connected to your right heel. Right hip bone, sit bone should be connected to the floor. If you need to get that block or that cushion underneath that sit bone to keep your hips nice and level, then feel free. If you don't have a block or cushion, then just hover here, that's absolutely fine. Just make sure your hips remain level. So really think about rolling that hip over onto that heel. Once you're set up, press through the ground, lift and lengthen the body through the spine. Press the ground away, open up that left hip flexor. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. And as you exhale, fold the body forwards over that front leg. And just hold there for 3 deep breaths. Breathing all the way in. Exhale. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale completely. And then slowly come back up onto your hands and knees.